Next up, we have BADTIME FnF IndieCross by zalt, featured in FnF IndieCross. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Once again, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas 2025, which is an actual possibility, it still blows my mind. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, whatever y'all want, and I will fully record, produce, and voice act an audiobook for it. If y'all have any other ideas for the 10,000 challenge, let me know in the comments. Y'all can speak. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, nothing like that. Don't be a rat. Go instead, share the videos with your friends, with your families, with your families' friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. Bring people to the community. Use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have people on the Discord that do, so go check it out. Link down below. Bring me artists to collaborate with. Do it! zalt, let me do guitars for you. Let me do throat singing for you. Do not harass anyone. Do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content if you're a paid member on YouTube. So I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now. So pause the video and read them if you want. Otherwise, let's do this. BADTIME. Let's go. Okay, so we start with three main elements. We start with our initial drum beat, giving us, well, a drum beat. We have a synth in the middle, giving us a little bit of extra rhythm. Some of the chords, I think it's arpeggiating the chords. Arpeggios being when you play a chord one note at a time. And then we have the main synth, the melody, giving us our initial motif. This is a fairly long melody, but there you go. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. We do that, and then we have one run of it. It seems like this is a call and response type of thing. I've never played FNF, so I have no idea how it works. But basically, call and response, we are having the first instrument playing the motif, then when it stops, the next one starts, call, response, back and forth, musical melody. Now this should be playing a variation of this motif. Let's see where this goes. There's a rhythm game about two characters fighting in a rap battle. So there you go. Makes sense. Variation of this. We change the drums a little bit. Call and response. We have the response here now. I really, so knowing now that this is supposed to emulate a rap battle, this is really cool. This is really cool because we are doing now we're not going to introduce an actual rap battle into this. We are going to instead gamify it and emulate it. And I like that. I really, really like that. It gives a very interesting twist to these ideas. Because one of the things that I don't like about rap is the lack of melodies in the voice. And in this case, we are replacing the rapping with melodies to emulate that. That's a really cool twist. I like it. Very clever. Let's see where it goes. The drums are slowly changing. And yes, in the background, we are having an arpeggio going up and down, 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 up and down kind of thing. And yeah, I really like, and I like the textures being so very different. So that you can really, really tell the difference between the two characters. There's a piece that I really love. It's a song, actually. It's a song by Schubert, which is called the Erlkönig. The Erlking by Schubert. This song, by the way, if you're a pianist and you can play the Erlkönig, my God, you have massive arms. Otherwise, yeah, it's a song about a story being told. And there are 4 characters in the story. The narrator, the father, the child, and the Erlkönig. However, this is a song sang by a single person. And it's through the different styles and the different ranges and the different timbres in the voice that you get the different characters in this song. The Erlkönig, it's a very tragic, it's a tragic story. It's about a father and a child riding on a horse going to town, and they're going through a forest where the Erlkönig is known for stealing children's souls. And the dad is with the kid. They're riding their horse, and the kid sees the Erlkönig, and the kid is like, "Dad, I think I see the Erlkönig." And the dad, in very much 17th, 18th century fashion, tells the kid, "Shut up, you didn't see anything." And the Erlkönig starts tempting the child, and it just keeps escalating and escalating until the Erlkönig steals the child's soul. Kills the child. Yeah. Very, very incredible song. It's an incredible, incredible song, especially considering that it's piano and a single vocalist, and that's it. And the point I'm making here is the changes in the vocals in the Erlkönig reminds me of something like this. In this case, you actually have synths going on and everything. So yeah. And something else to keep in mind here is that we are doing very close to canonic imitation to these back and forth. So canonic imitation being another concept. Canonic imitation, of course, comes from the concept of a canon. Canon being, with one N, it's not what you shoot things from. It's music that repeats itself, layers upon itself to make a more complex piece of music. And in this case, we're doing variations of it, so it's not one-to-one canonic imitation, but I think it's the concept of it. If you want to hear, or you can actually do a canon. There's a canon that anyone can do. One of them, the most famous one, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. If you grab 4 people, you have the first person start singing. When the first person starts gently down the stream, the second person starts singing. When the second person starts gently down the stream, the third person starts. When the third person starts gently down the stream, the fourth person starts, and then you just loop. Everybody loops from their respective points, you get a canon. And the concept of canonic imitation is something similar. Call and response, where the response imitates the call to a certain point. And it seems we are doing something like that. And of course, after this, off the ramp we've gone. Off the ramp being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic term for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a very specific type of transition. Can be as short as a couple of beats, which it sounds like it's going to be. Can be as long as an entire section, and the point of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land, kind of like going off a ramp. How you do that? Remove the drums, maybe the bass as well. In this case, we remove the entire accompaniment. Let me go back a couple of seconds and see what it goes. We change the motif now. Canonic imitation. Ooh, we're bringing the new beat. Build up. Welcome into imitation. Canonic imitation once again. And basically what we're doing over here is we are taking the motif and we are doing variations on it mainly by 2 different methods. One of them being arpeggiation and the other one being octave displacement. Octave displacement being a very, very cool thing you can do. When you have music, you have 3 elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. Melody is the individual horizontal lines that you use, and these are, of course, dealt with scales. The main scale that we have is the chromatic scale, which contains all 12 tones, all 12 notes of the music. That's all the white and black keys in the keyboard. That's all frets on the guitar, that kind of thing. And usually from the 12 notes, you take 7 and you get your scale from that. So let's use numbers for the sake of simplicity. So let's say we have our scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then the 8th note is back to 1, to what we call the octave. And then it just repeats. And repeats. And repeats. Over and over and over again for as much as your instrument has range. So the concept of octave displacement is taking any melody and displacing which octave it belongs, because 1 to 1, 1-1 is one octave, 1-1 is another octave, etc., etc. So if we have the melody 1-2-3, that is a melody that exists in this octave. However, if we engage in octave displacement, we could say, okay, instead of doing 1-2-3 in this octave, we're going to do 1 in this octave, 2 down here, and 3 up here. And now we've engaged in octave displacement. This is what it is, because technically we are still doing 1-2-3. We just decided to take the number 2, go down a couple of octaves, and bring it back up. That is essentially what is happening over here. If you want to listen to a really good track that uses octave displacement, listen to Goat by Polyphia. Insane track. The melody that sounds first before the guitar sound is the original melody, and then once the guitars sound, they're doing the melody in octave displacement. And one of the things that makes Polyphia, Tim Henson, and all this type of guitarists sound so insanely good is octave displacement. That is their main playbook when it comes to this. Just like Yngwie Malmsteen was the arpeggios with the sweep peaking arpeggios, the different ones, all these kinds of things. Polyphia, Tim Henson, all of these, they focus on octave displacement. Really, really good stuff. And right now we are seeing, in a very sped up way, because these are very, very fast melodies doing this kind of thing. So, Try Whales Amiga CD32 soundtrack. Okay, the requests are not right now, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, we're introducing these melodies with octave displacement. Exclamation point points, Alec. Back and forth. We're speeding up the back and forths. Off the Ooh, we changed the drums. We changed the drum beat. And now we engage in inversion for the call and the response. So inversion being when you take in this case, it was a motif going like this, and you grab that and you flip it upside down. And that's basically what we did just now. The call was one way, the response was inverted. Let's see where it goes. Okay, a couple of things happened. Number one, we had this little like chiptune chord going very, very fast, and then we now modulated. So, melody, harmony, rhythm. Harmony is the use of chords. What chords you're using, what scales you're using, what scales you can get out of your chords, what chords you can get out of your scales, and which sets of chords you are using, which are called a key signature. Now, your key signature is going to hold a specific type of chords depending on which scale you have. And when you change from one key signature to another, you engage in what is called modulation. Modulation is just going to completely change how everything feels. And in this case, there are many different types of modulation. And in this one, we have engaged in what is called direct modulation. Direct modulation being the least smooth one. Because for the other ones, you're going to try to find like common denominator chords to try and smoothen everything. Like you try and use the same notes between the two sets of chords. Direct modulation is, we were in chord set number 1. We are now in chord set number 2. And that's it. You go from set A to set B, and that's it. And it's very aggressive, it's very sudden, it's very drastic, and it's a very, very good thing to add tension to, because we went up in the chord progression and it gave us this entire sense of oh, things are getting real now. So let's see what it is. Recapitulating some of the melodies we've done before, partially. Arpeggios with octave displacement. We slow down a little bit. He speeds up with canonic imitation. We introduce now a lower melody, but it sounds like it's still character number 1. There's a couple, it sounds like a guitar in the background as well, holding the accompaniment. We are keeping the drums. Something I'm finding interesting about the drums is that they are changing a lot, but at the same time, they still feel the same. it's a very, very interesting thing. Like, the vibe has not changed with the drums, even though the drums have been changing. It's a very interesting thing, because usually your drums will change the feeling of everything very drastically. But I think it's because the focal point is the rapping, so it has stayed pretty consistent so far. And the drums, despite everything that has been going on, stayed pretty consistent. It's very interesting. Let's see where it goes. We bring a slower version of a motif. We bring back this motif. We bring back this motif off the ramp in what we call recapitulation. Very, very lovely way of bringing back material. We're probably going to add another twist to this. Let's see where it goes. Yep, there you go. Well, quick build up. And for the first time, the drums are faster than the vocals, or the vocals over here, than the other instruments, than the main melodies. We're having a contrasting rhythm. We're bringing this to like a more dubstep-y thing, and we have brought a complete change of pace by swapping which one is faster, even though the drums are not that fast. But the vocals are now slowed down in a very strange way, because they're still almost as fast, but feel-wise, they've slowed down. Very interesting. And now we're starting to hear what many of the octave displacements would have sounded if we hadn't engaged with them. A lot of them are repeated notes. They're just repeated notes. But because we were going back and forth between the different octaves, they felt completely different. Now we're finally doing them without octave displacement. Very nice. Let's see where it goes. We're still doing the arpeggios. Arpeggios and octave displacement now again. We are doing these that we've done before, but because we switched to drums, it feels so different. Once again, goes to show the importance of your drum section of your accompaniment. I have to mention it. If you want to listen to another example of how much the drums can change the feeling and connotation of everything, listen to the intro of The Mirror by Dream Theater. Dream Theater, The Mirror, guitar, first minute, doing the exact same thing. John, 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 John. Full minute of just that. However, the drums, the bass, the synths just morph around it and change things. There are moments when it's genuinely difficult to tell that the guitar is still doing the exact same thing. And right now, to a more subtle degree, we've done the same. We are revisiting this material, but we now have a different drum beat to it, a more dubstep-y drum to this, changing completely how it sounds. Let's see how this ends. We go back to this motif over here with some octave displacement and okay, so we end this with one quick tribute to Megalovania, to the Megalovania motif. Very subtle, but it was right there. We do one last hit of the drums. And we finish with the sound of some birds singing. And there you go. Man, that was a trip. There you go. That was Bad Time from FnF IndieCross by zalt. Really cool. That was really, really cool. Very cool stuff. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Once again, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community. Whatever you'll want, I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. Has to be achieved through legitimate means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no rat behavior. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Two distinct concepts, by the way. Bring people to the community, that kind of stuff. Bring me artists to collaborate with. I will do Mongolian throat singing and guitar to artists who ask. Do not harass anyone. Do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. And if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of the tier that you're in, you get access to the videos on Saturdays when I schedule them, regardless of what your tier you're in, at least for the LFAs, so become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the channel, check the pinned comment with the instructions on what to do. Basically, just go to the Discord, but the instructions on the pinned message. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim... I almost choked on myself. We aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you don't live in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in the Discord and the Twitch, both linked down below. So, if you live in Saskatoon, Canada, and you're like, what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to the Discord or the Twitch, both linked down below, and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. Games are Basterd. That's where I put the recordings of the video game after shows when they happen. We record them on the main channel, and then the recordings go there. Link down below, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd, just up the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. BADTIME, FnF IndieCross, zalt. Really good stuff, man. Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.